Good morning and welcome back to Life of Dave. Sunday morning, we're back down the boat. Okay, so last time down we got some filler on. So I'm going to get the sander out and just clean this up. Get that sanded down. I put a couple of little bits under here. Most of this was done, but there was a couple of little pinholes. I've got a little bit down there, got a little bit there. I've left it nice and rough so I could see where it was that I've been. Otherwise, trying to find the bit that you need to sand can be a bit tricky, you know what I mean? So it's so I've left it nice and jaggedy, little bit sticking up so I can feel it. So that way it gets sanded, because otherwise what happens is you miss it, forget to sand it, and then you come to glass in and you're sticking the glass on, you think, what's going on there? And you've got a bit of rough that you haven't sanded down. So leave it a bit jaggedy, you can feel it then. That's all done. So I've just got to sand that now, get the sander out, just quit cracking and take care of that. Right, so I'm going to get on with some sanding. Just had the RC car out with the boys. We took them over to the car park just up the road, so we had a little bit of fun. Just run the batteries down. I charged them up the other day. Had a little blast with that at work. So had a little bit of battery left. I thought I'll need to run it down. I've left it like a couple of days, and I thought I need to just run them down and then I can storage charge the batteries. So I took it over to the car park this morning in the dirt, a bit of dust, and had a little rally around there. So it was a good little bit of fun. So I've done that. Over to the boat, quick bit of sanding, get this done. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can get down Tuesday and get on with the glassing. So basically this will then be done. So I want to get it glassed and gel coated. Either gel coat or filler, depends how much time I've got. If I ain't got time, it'll be gel coat. If I do get time, it'll be filler. What I might do is I've got some powder I can mix up with some resin. Providing I've got enough resin and all that, then I can mix up the powder and resin mixture and smear that over it, because that sort of runs out quite nicely. It's not too bad to sand. It's got a fairly hard finish, but it sort of stays flexible with the rest of the resin. So I might do it with that. That might be my best option. We'll see though. It's I've got to filler it. I don't want to use bonding paste. I don't want to use all my finishing fairing compound. That's expensive really for doing such a big area. It's something that I need to be able to spread it out nicely. The pink stuff is all right, but it goes off really quick. So you're trying to work it out, and it sort of goes off on you. If I use the resin-based mix, I can let it tack up a little bit and then smear that over it and spread that out quite easily. Just like using your resin when you're glassing, it takes a little while to go off. So that sort of gives me probably 10-15 minutes working time with it, as opposed to 3 to 5. There's a big difference when you're trying to get it on a large area. And also with the pink stuff, the more I mix up, the hotter it gets. So it goes off quicker. So that's the plan. Get it glassed, get it either faired with some sort of filler compound. Well, if I don't get time, it's going to be gel coat. Right, let's crack on, because I do love a waffle. I love waffles. Waffle for breakfast, mate. Right, mask on, sander out, and let's get cracking. Last time down I lost my brush. I grabbed hold of it, took it to the back of the boat to brush all my clothes down with and all that, and get the dust off, or take my mask off, and it disappeared. No idea where it went, couldn't find it. I'm sure it'll turn up. Luckily I've got a spare. Bad. So that's the bottom section all done now. sure I haven't spilled anything else. It was just a couple of bits. So now that is all ready to glass. The only thing I've got to do now is just finish this bit up here. Trouble with the old sander, if you keep going from this side, you dig into that side. You keep going from this side, you dig into that side. So you've got to get sort of somewhere near it, and then call it a day. Really, you've just got to do it by hand. Use a block, whatever you're doing. I'm just going to do this by hand because of the shape that I've got there. And that's quite thin. I don't think I'll need to glass it. The only thing is I've got to glass this up to here. So I'll get a line there, so I'll end up having to fill that again. If I glass that again up to there, that'll cover that in, but then I'll have to fair it again. And that means making this side even thicker, and I'm going to end up with a line up here. You know, so either way, wherever I finish the glass, I'll end up with a line that I've got to lose. But I can taper that out, I can grind into the glass and just smooth it out and then fill it. That's what I'll probably end up having to do. As I said, I'm going for as good as I can get. It's not going to be 100% perfect. I ain't a boat builder. And this boat ain't square, nothing straight. It's wonky, it's, you know what I mean? It is what it is, it's an old boat. What I want to do is bring it up with the times and modernise it a little bit, you know. Make it look nice. And then give it some nice finishes. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be nice, you know what I mean? It's got to look good. I'll have to redo all these when I take the windows out, that edge bit. Because when I pop the windows out, it's breaking the filler out. It's stuck to the window, which I didn't think it would, but it has. So that's ruined, but if I glass up to here, that'll give me a glass edge to work to. It'll only break out the filler and I can refill to the glass. Right, we are done. That is all sanded and done. It's amazing how when you're fillering, you'll get little splats of filler, little over splats all over the place that you didn't even realise you'd wiped it, you know. Careful when you're using your fingers not to rub a line into it. It's not a flat, not using a flat block, you'll rub a line in very easily.
Alright, I'm pleased with that, that looks good. I'm going to give it a little wipe down, a bit of acetone, sweep it off, get rid of some of the dust, acetone it down. That way when I come down Tuesday, I can just give it a quick wipe over. If I acetone it now, it will be dirty again, you know, because the dust will settle on it and whatnot, but I can get rid of some of the dust. Be nice to get my hatch back in as well, get this all done and painted, get the outside done and painted, I can put the hatch back in. Keep my hinges clean, get all the dust out. Yeah, if I get rid of some of the dust now, it will settle. Yeah. If I come down Tuesday stirring it up, it will just be dusty all day. So for me, this is quite a large glass repair that's coming up. You know, for a fiberglass guy or a boat builder, it's a small area. For someone that's used to working with glass and resins, you know, to do this sort of stuff and bigger all the time. Well, I've had a bit of experience doing it now, so yeah, I'm not a complete newbie. And sometimes if you bite off a section bigger than you can chew, it can run away with you. You know, you start trying to do too much and it ends up going off and whatnot before you've got it all stuck down and rolled out. It can be a real nightmare. So I mean, something this size, I mean, I've got what, 5 foot, maybe nearly 6 foot there. You know, that's quite an area because all these shapes, all the undulations change in here. I've got to get the glass to stick into there, into there, into there, and curve round. I'm going to have to build up a bit of glass as well, so I've got to put a couple of strips in under here to give this some strength back, because this was a rib that I ground out. You know, I've taken out some of the, well, not really removed structure, I've removed voids, which means there wasn't any structure there. But I've removed those voids, so, and put filler in, you know, to replace the areas where the glass has just gone round the wood and left a big gap. So these areas, effectively, it's just a big lump of filler. Any flexing on the boat, that could pop. So I want to make sure I've got a bit of glass in there. So this area along here, especially, that I ground out, I want some glass over that and give it some rigidity back. You know, so what I'll probably do is cut a bit of glass that goes from the bottom here up to maybe the top here. You know, and I'll put a couple of layers over this first. I might even put a thin layer just over this bit, and then a bigger one over all of it, and then the final one over the whole lot, you know. But I'll probably break this into a few sections, so I'll go from, see, this bit here has been glassed, and we taper in here, so it comes, it steps back that there. This area is lower than that. This has been glassed already, so when I've done all in the front, I glassed it back to here, so you can see the line where I glassed to. So all I've got to do is just overlap the glass onto the edge of that, and then I should be able to bring this up to that level and smooth that out. So hopefully that'll all work out nicely once it's done. Same down there, you know, we'll butt it up against it, and then we'll filler the joint and lose that. But yeah, I'll glass it from there. This is going to be the tricky area, getting it around here, so I'll probably break that down into a small area here and then work my way down and then across this way. And again, I'll do this bit at the top and then do the bottom bit, do the top and do the bottom bit. If I do all the top first. That means any resin that runs down I can roll out afterwards when I do the lower bit. If I do the lower bit first then do the upper bit, all the resin drips back over the lower bit and you've got to keep going over it and going over it. It's a bit of a pain. You know, and if I do the top bit and leave it, I'll end up with a load of resin down here that I'll have to sand off before I can do the bottom bit. So sort of makes sense to break it into sections and do it all in one, get it done, and then move along, get that done, move along, get that done. So I'll probably break this into 3, maybe even 4 sections. I've tried doing it in large sections before. This bottom bit's not too bad. I could probably do this in 2, you know, but it's tying it in with this. This was the tricky bit, getting the glass to stick back, and so you make sure you've got no air voids there where it rolls round there, no air voids there where it rolls round there, no air voids in here where it rolls in there. You know, that was tricky on the other side, so I ended up in a couple of spots with voids, you know, where the glass has come away. You know, so you roll it all round and it sags, you know, the weight of the glass, whatever, it doesn't always stick, and you know, you have to work it. So I want to make sure that it's all back and stuck down properly, so I'd rather do it in small sections. But there we go. Right, so we've had a little brush down. There's not really any more dust coming off. It will be dusty, but it's not kicking up dust, you know. So we've got rid of most of that. I'm going to give that a quick acetone just to get rid of most of the dust. We'll let it settle, and I'll be back on Tuesday and we'll do it properly. So when I come down Tuesday, I'll have to acetone all this up again. I'm going to go higher than, I'm not glassing up here, just getting rid of the dust, you know. Every kilo of filler I put on, is more weight that I've got to push through the water. There we go, that'll do. Sanded down, that's all shaped up. Acetoned off, got rid of some of the dust. Like I say, if it ain't perfect, it's not going to matter too much. That bit there could be better. There's a couple of little lines there. I mean, I've done that without a guide coat, just visually. It's just, you know, I mean, is what it is. But I've got to put some glass up here, so I'm going to have to redo this bottom bit anyway. Yeah, that's always the way, and it one side comes out better than the other. It's just how it is. It's not perfect, it's not smooth, it weren't flat and smooth before. It certainly ain't going to be perfect now. Anyway, that's it, done. Alright, that's me done for today. We've sanded that down, that's ready to glass now. It's all wiped down with a bit of acetone, so it's pretty clean. Let the dust settle. When I come down next, hopefully we can get all this glassed in and either faired or gel coated, you know, whatever we can do with it. And then it's all got to be sanded, or the area needs sanding to put the lockers in anyway, so that I can glass to that. So we're going to glass it, make the lockers, get them all stuck in, get that all done, faired up, finished and done hopefully. Yeah, I'll say gel coat or fairing will depend on time and how it's going off, weather on the day, things like that. It might be, if I have to gel coat it, then I'll have to sand it and fair it afterwards, you know what I mean, and then gel coat it again. But we'll see. That's enough for today anyway. I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching Life a Day. Bye for now.